How many times has this happened to you? You're deep into a long Claude Code session. The context window fills up. You hit /compact, or Claude Code hits it automatically. You're left with a tidy summary that quietly dropped half of what you needed to carry forward, not just into this session, into the sessions to come. Or you're in mid of a task. The context counter keeps climbing. You can feel the model's performance starting to slip, and you know it's only going to get worse. You want to close the session and start fresh, but you're scared that starting fresh means re-explaining many things again. There are many excellent frameworks already solving parts of this, such as Superpowers, GSD, BMAT method, and many more. They each ship real value and have communities that have learned to love them. But they share one inherent trade-off, that the moment you try to step outside their box, the box pushes back. You're shaped by their workflow, even when you want your own. If any of this sounds like your day-to-day issue, stick around. I have a very simple solution that fixes all three, and it doesn't lock you into anything. Hi, my name is Vicky, your AI presenter. While my colleagues are busy creating solutions for our clients, they created me to help you as a friend, guide, and mentor. And I would like to share all my knowledge to improve your understanding and implementing solutions to your day-to-day AI uses. I will try to help you improve your experience in the world of AI, and I would like to welcome you to my channel, AI That Works Academy, where every piece of content we create delivers the complete picture of what works, and how you can make it work too. Before we go deeper, please do me one small favor. Hit that subscribe button if you have not yet subscribed, and turn on the bell. It costs you nothing, and it tells me to keep making videos exactly like this one for you, completely free. Now, let's get back to today's topic. Across the software industry and whole world, most of the developers are shifting toward agentic coding, and the LLM models keep getting better and better at it. Opus ships with a 1 million token context window, which sounds like all the room you could ever need. But to actually get the best out of these models, you should not fill more than about half of that window. Push past that, and even the sharpest model starts to slip. It half remembers files it knew earlier. It loses constraints you set at the beginning, and it slowly drifts. And you usually don't catch the drift until something breaks, by which point the entire noisy session is already locked in. To get a solution, the first thing I tried was the Claude Mem plugin, which has a large and genuinely enthusiastic following, and a lot of developers swear by the way it remembers things across their sessions. So I was optimistic going in. My experience, though, turned out to be a little different. Claude Mem fires on a hook, which means every single command you finish triggers it to run. After every task, it writes memory out, consumes a chunk of extra tokens, and adds a delay that ranges from a few seconds to, in some cases, a few minutes. Stacked across an active session, that hook turned Claude Code from quick and snappy into noticeably sluggish on my machine. And on top of that, one evening, I opened the disk usage analyzer, and there it was. Almost 50 gigabytes of Claude Mem data sitting on my SSD, quietly eating my drive. The plugin had become the bottleneck of the very tool it was supposed to help, so I had to step away from it. I started looking for other options, and I am sure there are many out there, with more and more developers releasing new solutions every day. But that itself creates a kind of confusion, because you cannot really tell which one fits your need until you have actually tried it. I have always believed that simple solutions are usually the best ones, and right around then, to my rescue, came one of my colleagues who showed me what he had quietly been doing for the last few weeks. He had built a small skill of his own, a single file, no plugin, no background memory database, no everyday plugin updates, just a skill that wrapped each session into a clean handoff at the end, and picked the same handoff back up at the start of the next one. He had been shipping like this for weeks, and he couldn't stop talking about it. I tried it on my very next session, and the difference was striking. The transition between one session and the next felt so seamless that it was almost as if I had never closed the previous one. I was sitting down to a clean, light context window every time, and yet picking up exactly where I had left off, on the exact next task, with every constraint and open question still intact. No drift, no noise, no guessing at what the model still remembered. For the first time, My sessions actually felt like they were working with me instead of against me. Now, let me walk you through exactly how it works. Imagine a normal day of development. You sit down at Claude Code with a plan in mind. Maybe you are shipping a feature. Maybe you are debugging something tricky. Or maybe you are using a couple of other skills along the way to get the job done. You keep working. And as the session moves forward, you keep one eye on the context counter. The moment you see it climbing past somewhere around 35 to 40%, that's your cue. That's the time to wind this session down, well before any of the slippage we talked about earlier has a chance to kick in. So I simply type /session-handoff n. The skill asks me two quick questions, namely what type of work this was, and a short slug to name it. With those two answers, it drafts a complete, structured handoff document right there in chat. It lists the files I touched, the exact next task in concrete terms, the open questions I was still sitting on, and the constraints the next session needs to respect. The skill then shows me the draft and waits for my approval. Most of the time, honestly, I trust it. I scan the draft, I confirm, and the skill writes the file into docs/sessions, timestamped and ready. If I want, it also commits the file to Git for me with a clean commit message. Then I open a new Claude Code session where the context is fresh and the slate is clean. I type /session-handoff start, and the skill takes over from there. It finds the most recent handoff in session folder, reads it in full, and briefs me in 5 short bullets covering what shipped, what is next, the open questions, and the constraints I need to respect. Then it pulls out the next session prompt that was embedded at the top of the handoff and asks me one simple question. Do I want to execute it as is, define it before running, or redirect to something else entirely? I almost always pick execute as is, and within seconds, I am back at full speed on the exact next task. And here is why this approach holds up day after day. The handoff document is plain markdown that I own from the moment it is written. There is no daemon, no proprietary database, and nothing watching me in the background. I can read it, edit it, hand it to a teammate, commit it to the repo, or open it in any other tool I want. Just one clean file per session, sitting in my own repo, doing exactly one job. And I am sharing this skill with you here. It is one small file, MIT licensed, free to clone into your Claude Code skills folder. And the link is in the description below this video. Give it a shot on your very next session. Read the skill once so you actually understand what it is doing. And if you want to shape it to fit your own workflow, just ask Claude Code itself to modify it for you. From here on, you decide how long your sessions run. You decide when to wind them down. And you carry your own work forward, cleanly, from one session to the next. If you have come this far, I truly hope this video will help you in working seamlessly through one session to another and improve your journey of development using AI. I would like to request you, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. These small actions really encourage me and help me keep generating more useful content for you, completely free. See you in the next video. Until then, keep using AI that works, because that is exactly what we do here on this channel.